Christians are becoming like Derek Vineyard in American History X. If you guys have ever seen the movie American History X, you will know what I'm talking about. Edward Norton plays Derek Vineyard, who is the head of a neo-Nazi, white supremacist, KKK-like group. And he gets his little brother, Edward Furlong, involved. Right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch American History X, one of the best movies made of all time. Right? There's many scenes where it shows how Derek Vineyard, who eventually goes to jail for curb stomping and killing a black man who's trying to break into his truck. Right? He curb stomps one, kills him, and shoots the other one dead. And he goes to jail for that. In jail, he has a spiritual awakening, so to speak. And he starts to realize, wow, my racist ideology is... something is off here, right? The white guys sell him out in the prison, and the black guys help him. He's like, I don't understand, you know? So when he comes out, he's a changed person, and his little brother's still involved, and he has to deal with that. Great movie. Really sad ending. If you guys know that you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But the average Christian has become like Derek Vineyard. All the talking points that Derek Vineyard uses when they do those flashback scenes that are in black and white, when he was the leader of the group in front of the market that is run by Mexican people and Asian people, and he's yelling, "This very night there are this many illegals bedding down right now. Archie Bunker used to work over there. Your father used to work there. Now some kook, blah, blah, blah," right? Using all these racist terms, took over, and he fired your white uncle, and now some border jumper, Beaner, is taking your job. One of the guys laughs. It's not funny. I'm sick and tired of this. I see it every day and pisses me off, and nobody's doing anything about it. Well, not tonight. And they put down their masks, and it's in slow motion, and they've got their bats, and what do? They cause terror. They go into this grocery store. They beat the crap out of people. They degrade these women. They say racial slurs. And then he takes the cash register and throws it at the window. Why did he do that? The point was, this is one. It wasn't about the money. This was a political movement. This was a political action. Right? The talking points that this racist head of the KKK, a Nazi group, was saying, the average Christian would agree with all of that. Because the church has conditioned them to believe this stuff. And all the right-wing leaders that are in bed with the church. There's another scene where he's at the kitchen table. And he's going off about his racist ideas. And essentially they're showing, how did this guy get so bad to the point where he would kill these people, be totally uncaring, and go to jail for it, right? And be the leader of this group. So they flash back to a time when he's sitting at the table with his father, and and he's not radicalized to the right yet. He's in school, he's in high school, he has a black teacher, Mr. Sweeney, I believe it was, who he loved, who gave him a book called Native Son to read, and he really liked the book. And the dad said, but that's, liberal BS, man. And then, well, I don't know, Dad. And you can see how he subtly, and he says, you're a smart boy, you can understand, right? And then he says, no, you understand, it's N-word BS, isn't it? And Edward Norton, as Derek Vineyard, right, 17, 18-year-old kid, says, yeah, I see what you're saying, Dad. I understand. He goes, you got to watch for that, right? So this is setting him up. Hate is learned. We learn this stuff in your community, in your church, through the media you consume, through the books you read, whatever ideology you're consuming. This is what produces it, right? There's another great scene where he's at the table. His mother is now dating a Jewish guy. They're talking about the Rodney King beating. And Derek Vineyard is full out Nazi at this point. He's got a swastika tattooed on his chest. The parents don't know he's the leader of a group, but he knows, right? Fairuza Balk is his, very beautiful, I have to say, Nazi girlfriend, right? She's backing him up in his ideology. The sister is liberal. The mother is liberal. The boyfriend of the mother is liberal, the Jewish guy, right? And not just liberal. They saw the tape of Rodney King being beaten. He was totally unarmed. There are like 4 or 5 cops, white cops, beating the crap out of him with batons. The guy, he's not armed. He's not doing anything to harm them. And they keep beating him. They're hitting him in the skull. They're kicking him in the back of the neck, the back of the head. The camera's on. There's like 10 other cops watching, doing nothing, thinking it's all good. Right? And then these guys get off, which started the 1992 April 29th riots, or kicked off. It was actually building up before then. So he goes on this rant These people have been given freedom 400 years ago. How long does it take to get your stuff together? This is the stuff you will hear Charlie Kirk say. He used to say, right? All the people that they're looking up to, this is the stuff they believe in. This is the stuff MAGA Christianity believes. Right? They talk about the tape. They're like, his relatives are saying, we all saw the tape. It was bad. It was bad use of force. Derek Vineyard goes on a whole rant protecting the police. And here we are with the Christians protecting the ICE agents that are doing what they're doing. He goes, some yahoo turns on the camera. Actually, that was Feruz's part. Yeah, and some yahoo turns on the camera halfway. We don't even know. We didn't even see the guy before that, what he was doing. Right? Derek Vineyard. Yeah, and then you see Betty and Buddha, and he knows all the guys' names, and he's cracking them in the skull, and then another guy, and he's smiling, so he kind of likes the idea, right? And because he curb stomps somebody later. This is how this stuff builds up, right? And this is how a religious system would support government takeover and government tyranny. And we're here in the MAGA world, right? He's saying, we, as a society, we grant cops certain immunity, certain responsibility, and then these people, they burn down their own cities and and they have no sense of community or like justice or responsibility. They just go around shooting and looting and stealing. You will hear the average Christian kind of say this kind of stuff. And here we are.